There are many approaches being developed and used to combat viruses and bacteria. Some of the most promising strategies include vaccines. Vaccines are one of the most effective tools for preventing viral and bacterial infections. They work by exposing the body to a weakened or inactivated form of a virus or bacterium, which triggers an immune response. The immune system then develops immunity to the pathogen, which helps to protect against future infections. There are vaccines available for many viruses and bacteria, including COVID-19, influenza, measles, polio, and pneumonia. Antiviral and antibacterial drugs. Antiviral drugs are medications that are used to treat viral infections, such as HIV, influenza, and herpes. Antibacterial drugs, also known as antibiotics, are used to treat bacterial infections, such as pneumonia, tuberculosis, and gonorrhea. These drugs work by killing or inhibiting the growth of the virus or bacterium. However, the increasing prevalence of antimicrobial resistance, which is the ability of microorganisms to survive exposure to antimicrobial drugs, is a major concern, and efforts are being made to reduce the overuse of these drugs. Gene editing technologies, such as CRISPR-Cas9, allow scientists to make precise changes to the genetic material of an organism. These technologies have the potential to be used to develop therapies for viral and bacterial infections by altering the genes of the pathogen or the host cells to make them more resistant to infection. Nanoparticles. Nanoparticles are very small particles with dimensions in the nanometer scale, which is about 100,000 times smaller than the width of a human hair. Some nanoparticles have antimicrobial properties and could be used to kill or inhibit the growth of microorganisms, such as bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Probiotics. Probiotics are live microorganisms, usually bacteria or yeast, that are similar to the beneficial microorganisms found in the human gut. They are often used as a natural way to restore the balance of good bacteria in the body and may be helpful in preventing or treating certain infections, such as those of the urinary tract or respiratory system. Biocides. Biocides are chemical substances that are used to kill or inhibit the growth of microorganisms. They are used in a variety of settings, including healthcare, agriculture, and industrial settings, to prevent the spread of infections and protect against the growth of harmful microorganisms. Nanoparticles are very small particles with dimensions in the nanometer scale. They can be made from a variety of materials, including metals, polymers, and ceramics. Nanoparticles have unique physical and chemical properties that differ from those of the bulk material, and they have potential applications in a range of fields, including medicine, electronics, energy, food safety, water, and environmental remediation. Treatment. In medicine, nanoparticles are being studied for their potential use in drug delivery, imaging, and diagnostics. For example, nanoparticles could be used to deliver drugs to specific parts of the body, such as cancer cells, or to improve the targeting and effectiveness of drugs. Nanoparticles are also being explored for their potential use in imaging technologies, such as magnetic resonance imaging, and for diagnostics, such as the detection of infectious diseases or cancer. Antimicrobial nanoparticles are nanoparticles that have antimicrobial properties, meaning that they can kill or inhibit the growth of microorganisms, such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites. One potential application of antimicrobial nanoparticles is in the treatment and prevention of infections. For example, nanoparticles made from silver or copper have been shown to have antimicrobial activity against a wide range of microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, and fungi. These nanoparticles could be used to coat medical devices, such as catheters and wound dressings, to prevent the growth of microorganisms and reduce the risk of infections. It is important to note that the use of antimicrobial nanoparticles is still in the early stages of development, and further research is needed to fully understand their safety and effectiveness. Bacteria are single-celled microorganisms that can be found in a variety of environments, including in soil, water, and the human body. Some types of bacteria are beneficial, while others can cause infections or diseases. Bacterial infections are caused by the presence of pathogenic bacteria in the body. These infections can occur in different parts of the body, including the skin, respiratory system, urinary tract, and digestive system. Symptoms of a bacterial infection can vary depending on the location and severity of the infection, but may include fever, chills, fatigue, muscle aches, and redness or swelling at the site of the infection. Some examples of bacterial infections and diseases include Staphylococcus aureus infection. This type of infection can cause skin infections, such as boils, abscesses, and impetigo, as well as more serious infections, such as pneumonia, endocarditis, and sepsis. Streptococcus infection. This group of bacteria can cause infections such as strep throat, impetigo, and pneumonia. Escherichia coli infection. This type of infection is usually caused by consuming contaminated food or water and can cause symptoms such as diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and fever. In severe cases, E. coli infections can lead to kidney failure. Tuberculosis. TB is a bacterial infection that primarily affects the lungs, but can also affect other parts of the body, such as the spine and brain. TB is spread through the air when an infected person talks, coughs, or sneezes. Symptoms of TB can include fever, cough, fatigue, and weight loss. Salmonella infection. Salmonella is a type of bacteria that can cause food poisoning. Symptoms of a salmonella infection include diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and fever. Gonorrhea. Gonorrhea is a sexually transmitted infection caused by the bacterium Neisseria gonorrhoeae. It can cause symptoms such as burning during urination, abnormal discharge from the genital area, and pain or swelling in the testicles. If left untreated, gonorrhea can lead to serious complications, such as infertility and increased risk of HIV transmission. COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus disease, is an infectious disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. It was first identified in 2019 in Wuhan, China, and has since spread globally, leading to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The virus is primarily spread through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person talks, coughs, or sneezes. Although it can also be spread by touching a surface or object contaminated with the virus and then touching one's face. Symptoms of COVID-19 can range from mild to severe and can include fever, cough, shortness of breath, body aches, and loss of taste or smell. In severe cases, the virus can lead to pneumonia, acute respiratory distress syndrome, and death. There has been some research on the use of nanoparticles in the prevention and -19 treatment of COVID. For example, researchers have explored the use of silver nanoparticles as an antiviral agent against the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Other studies have investigated the use of nanoparticles in the development of diagnostic tests for COVID-19, as well as in the development of vaccines against the virus.